Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship. By observing the rules of fair play, each person is asked to take personal responsibility for keeping this contest at the highest level of good sportsmanship. At this time, we ask you to join us and stand as you are able as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of us bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Vikings are 1-10 all-time in regional championships. First time they've hosted one. Let's go to public address announcer Tom Hunter for tonight's starting lineup.
Logan Wildcats. Starting tonight for the Wildcats, a 6'2" junior guard, number 1, Julius Clancy. A 6'1" senior guard, number 2, Scott Browning. A 6'5" senior forward, number 5, Jaron Glick. A 5'10" junior guard, number 3, Cole Blankenship. And a 6'4" senior forward, number 13, Aiden Slack. The Wildcats are coached by Zach Green, assisted by Greg Williams, Patrick Badeau, and Steve Browning. Now let's meet the starters for the Ripley Vikings. A 5'11" junior guard, number 23, Cade Good. A 6'4" junior forward, number 21, Brady Anderson. A 6' junior guard, number 3, Dylan Pasto. A 6'1" senior guard, number 11, Isaiah Pasto. And a 6'11" senior center, number 1, Luke Johnson. The Vikings are coached by Derek Mullins, assisted by David Hunt and Steve Hunt.
Thank you, Tom Hunter, for tonight's starting lineups. And they were lined up, Jeff, at 4:30 to get in the Health Center here tonight. Unlike anything we've ever seen at Ripley High School, it is a special night for a special group wearing white and blue here this evening.
Unbelievable crowd here filling the Health Center tonight. As you said, they came early. Let's hope that they can leave with a Viking victory here tonight.
Scotty Browning jumps it against Luke. Luke taps it over to Isaiah, and we are underway. Isaiah passes into the front court to Cade. They trap it in the corner, swing it to Dylan Casto for three. Got it! 3-0 Vikings. Great start.
Logan trying to jump into a quick trapping defense. They got it into Luke. He could look over the defense, found the wide open Dylan Casto, who hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Browning in the corner to Slack. He'll drive it baseline, kicks it far corner to Clancy. Back to Blankenship. He swings it to Browning baseline. He'll shoot a fadeaway jumper. Got it. 3-2 Vikings lead it.
Browning's a player. He's their best player. He will shoot it from anywhere on the court.
Turnover stolen by Slack. Pressure got the Vikings in the second trip. Here comes Browning. Contested two. In and out. Rebounded by Isaiah. Vikings dodged a bullet. 3-2. They lead it. Just under a minute gone here. They back the pressure out now. The Vikings come into their half court. They leave Dylan alone. He shoots a three. And they call it a travel on Dylan Casto.
Wow. I didn't see that. Maybe he did. I was blocked by the official a little bit. It looked like he just caught it and shot it. So stepped into the three. Maybe that's a walk this time of the season.
Seen that a lot this year. Hand off to Blankenship. Off to Browning.
Browning
ball deflected.
walks.
Deflected by Isaiah. He'll gather it back in, drive it. Free throw line, kicks it in the corner to Clancy. Clancy spin moves, passes pocket pick by Isaiah. Here comes Isaiah into traffic. A lot of contact, no call. Wow. Ball deflected out of bounds, I assume, is the call. It'll be Viking basketball under their own basket.
The officials having a little problem. Isaiah sprinted down the floor. They couldn't keep up with him. I don't think they could see whether.
The more physical they let them play tonight, Jeff, the better off it is for the Vikings. So you get frustrated with no calls like that. But you also don't have to worry about foul trouble. Good, near corner three, in and out. And there's a quick over-the-back call on Brady.
And they just walled up against him inside. They were walling up trying to keep the lob to come in from Luke. And in so doing, after the shot went up from the corner, Brady couldn't get any position, just got into the backs of the Logan Wildcats, and they call it over the back.
Brady's first personal, team's first. 6:21 to go here in the first quarter. 3-2, the Vikings lead it. Three-pointer by Dylan Casto and a two from Scotty Browning baseline. All of our scoring so far here tonight. Browning over across the top of the key in the corner. They worked on that specific set yesterday, Jeff. I was at practice. They want to force him further and further away from the lane, and the Vikings did that there. Great driver of the basketball. He'll go left, shoot the elbow jumper. Off the mark. And off of Luke, apparently.
This guy, that's two calls. He's missing a good game so far, Brian.
Looked like Glick may have hit it, but no call for the Vikings. Off to Blankenship. Back to Clancy. He'll drive it. Left hand, strong to the basket. No good. Luke clears the rebound. Vikings will have it coming back the other way, looking to add to their 1-point lead. And that's got to be a foul on Glick. Logan fans don't like it. Viking fans thrilled. One team foul apiece. You can't float passes like that, Jeff. They're very aggressive in the passing lanes. And as an offensive player, you have to come back to the pass. And Cade did that in that instance and drew the foul. They're going to go 2-3 now. Vikings may have to shoot him out of it. Swing pass. Dylan Casto for three. Too strong. Brady high for the rebound. Lays it back up. Fouled. Good job by the big fella. That's how you get him in foul trouble.
That's going to be on Clancy, I do believe, as he was the nearest person to Brady.
It will be his first. So the bugaboo for the Vikings all season long, Jeff, has been the free throw line. Not a problem for Brady in that instance. He buries the first. 4-2, Vikings lead it. Big man back to the line. He is shooting 51% from the line this year, and he makes both.
They stay in that 2-3 zone defense, Brian, as you said. We're going to have to shoot him out of it. We've got to have Dylan knocking that shot down because he's going to get a bunch of those looks tonight.
And really, we should eat up the offside rebounding as well, Jeff, with our size advantage on those missed shots. And we did so there by Brady. Took advantage with 2 free throws. Here's a 3 on the way. No good. Slack, rebounded by Glick, and double dribble is the call. Good defense by the Vikings, forcing the turnover. 5 minutes exactly remaining in the first quarter.
Vikings with an opportunity. They've had 2 or 3 possessions here early where they could extend this lead. Just weren't able to knock down the shots. Another opportunity for them to expand upon this lead.
Full court pressure from the Wildcats. Vikings break it. Dylan Casto near wing. Down on the baseline to Brady. Swing pass. Cross court to Good. He'll drive it baseline. Lays it off for Brady. Lays it up and in. Beautiful delivery from Cade Good. And the big man finishes. He has 4, 7-2. Vikings lead it. Travel in the corner. Got away with Clancy. A great drive. Takes on Luke Johnson and lays it in. 7-4 your score. Shuffled his feet in that far corner, Jeff. No call.
Vikings have got to be aware that they love to get their feet in the paint and drive it.
Dylan gets it across the timeline. Swing pass out to Isaiah. He drives it. Brady pump fake. Gets a man in the air. Shot blocked by Slack. Vikings will have it.
And that's okay. Brady got the ball deep where we wanted it. Went up strong with it. Good play by Slack. Knocking it out of there.
That got their fans on their feet. Garrett Williamson, Ivan Miller check in. 7-4 Vikings. Isaiah back out to Luke near wing. They're going to try to force him, get up under him, and not give him room to shoot, Jeff, because I'm sure they have game planned against his three-point shooting ability. Good to Luke. Luke back in the far corner to Good. He'll shoot a contested three. Got it. Cade Good. He was shooting very well in warm-ups, Jeff, and he's carried it on here as Myers will check in next dead ball, and Isaiah is going to be called for the push. That'll be his first. That foul on the drive. Vikings can't allow the straight line drives. Dylan will come out. Virgil Myers will come in.
Logan Smart, their best player. They got a little ISO, Brian, that time. And Browning will take it right in there and try to score it.
Handed off to the man that inbounded it, and that has to be a foul. No call. Wow. Slack gets the shot, and it's tracked down by Miller, and then a three by Garrett Williamson. 3-point Viking lead.
They weren't for sure if Williamson was going to play in this game.
Vikings going to try to abuse the pressure. Brady misses the lay-in, and the putback by the big man, Luke Johnson. 12-7, Vikings lead it.
And here come the Wildcats. They are not going to hesitate in attacking on the offensive end.
Garrett Williamson near corner. He'll drive it. Travels, no call. Loose ball gathered in by Slack. Back out to Browning, and they'll reset. Browning guarded by Virgil. In the corner to Garrett Williamson. He'll drive it. Back to Browning. Browning shot up. Good.
And Luke, the rim protector for the Vikings, has not been able to alter those shots.
Quick pass ahead to Good. Far wing. He'll drive it. Has to be a block. No call. Ball deflected out of bounds by Garrett Williamson, and he is beside himself. Viking basketball under their own basket. Now they're going to change the call. (12-9). Vikings lead it. Logan Bench made that call.
My goodness, the official on the far end comes down and overrules that.
There's Browning into the front court up the near side, guarded by Myers. Passes off to Garrett Williamson, guarded by Isaiah. Browning on the handoff. He'll drive it baseline, pocket pass, and nearly goes into the backcourt. Gathered in by Slack. Back to Garrett Williamson, looking for a screen. He'll get it. Dribble into the far corner. He'll swing it to Slack, hand it off to Clancy. Clancy, left-hand drive, passes off to Miller. Miller, back to Browning. Back to Garrett Williamson, and they'll reset it. Good defense by the Vikings. 2 minutes remaining, 12-9. They lead it here in the first quarter. Slack, back cut from Clancy. Defended well by the Vikings. Loose ball. Cade Good, it comes up with the steal. The throw ahead to Luke. Off to Myers, left wing. Back to Luke. Swings across court to Cade. Luke, three-pointer. Too strong. Brady keeps it alive. Great effort by the big man. Good. Far corner three. Got it!
1:25 to go.
15-9. Cade Good, hot hand. He has 6 here in the first quarter. Clancy drives it all the way to the basket, up and in, and 1. Great drive by Julius Clancy to quiet the crowd. That's going to be on Isaiah, and that's 2. That is a huge foul. Now there's some discussion on who it was on. Coach Mullins.
Yeah,
they change it. These guys aren't real sure. So
this game's a little quick for these 3 out here that we got in town tonight, Brian. Very athletic team that Logan has brought here to the Health Center.
Great job by Coach Mullins to bring that to their attention. So back to 3, 15-12. Vikings lead it. Stolen. Here comes Browning. Clancy in transition, lays it up and in. Offensive foul on Brady Anderson.
That's going to be 2.
So Dylan Casto will check back in. With 1:08 to go, 15-14. Big foul. Vikings get a little smaller, but they get some more shooting on the floor.
Isaiah got mugged here at the midcourt stripe. And no call. And, you know, he's a strong individual with the ball, and you don't knock him off the ball like that and it not be contact, but we just got to play through it.
Here comes Garrett Williamson with it up the near wing into the front court. To our right, back to Browning. Browning against Virgil Myers. Dribble across the top of the circle into the paint. Shot blocked from behind. He gets his own rebound. Lays it off and lays it up and in as Miller. Beautiful pass.
On the boards for the Vikings. So concerned about the individuals and guarding them face to face that we're just not releasing.
Logan with their first lead of the night. They swing it to Myers. Off to Good. Back to Myers.
How
top
is
circle.
that not a foul in the paint?
He'll drive it. Dylan, 3, left wing. Got it! Dylan Castro with 2. 2 feet in the paint. 18-16. Vikings back on top. 2 feet in the paint by Virgil. Gets an open shot for his teammate. Browning into the front court. He'll hold for the final shot. 14 seconds. Clock turning. Picks up his dribble. Off to Garrett Williamson. Looking to get it back to Meyer, or get it back to Browning. He'll shoot a contested 2. And a foul by Isaiah, and that's going to be 2 on him. With 6.3 to go, Carson Hedrick will come in.
You have got to be kidding me.
Huge foul. Williamson, the old Reggie Miller trick. Kick your legs out, get the foul call. He got it. Credit to him as he rattles in the first free throw.
Wow. 2 Vikings starters with 2 fouls now. 5 team fouls on the Vikings. Only 2 for Logan in an 18-17 ball game.
Idlerton checks into the ball game for Logan. Both of them for Garrett Williamson. We're tied. 6.3 to go. Here comes Cade into the front court. Quickly ahead to Hedrick. Off to Dylan. He'll shoot a 3. In and out. Nearly as time was expiring. Ball rattles out. And we go to the second period tied. We'll step out. Second quarter action from the Health Center Regional Championship night after this. And C98, the Bull. High school, we're tied at 18 as we go to the second period. The Vikings, Jeff, in some foul trouble. What could not happen tonight, 5 team fouls on the Vikings in that first quarter, 2 on Logan. They'll have the basketball moving from our left to right. It'll be Viking basketball on the possession arrow. There's Browning, a deep 3, too strong, rebounded by Miller.
And I don't know what the total rebound numbers are, but the Vikings are getting beat off that.
Browning drives it, gets the bucket. 2018, they're back on top. Good swing across court to Good, and finally a foul called as Good cans the 3. Foul is going to be on 21, Ivan Miller, his first, team's third.
He has, since he's come into the game, when Luke posted up, he has been doing nothing but mugging him inside.
They leave Dylan wide open in the corner. 3, got it! Rattles it in. 21-20, Vikings back on top. Dylan with 9 here in the first half. Here's Garrett Williamson into the front court. Driving, reversing it out to Browning. Williamson drives it to Miller.
3 seconds.
Has to be. Short arms it. They get the rebound. Floater from Clancy, no good. Vikings getting killed on the glass. Miller with the putback. It won't go. Finally, Vikings pull down the rebound.
21 has been fouling Luke the whole game. They finally catch him on the defensive end, but the Vikings have got to get back on the glass, box out, and go get the basketball. 13 slack back into the game along with Glick for the Wildcats.
So for the Vikings, Casto, Hedrick, Dylan Casto, that is, Cade Good, turnover Vikings. Run out, Slack lays it up and in.
Pressure, you got to come help. Just can't go and hide.
Come the Vikings, quickly into the front court. Luke dunks it home.
Got to get back. They are not going to hesitate of pushing the ball right back up.
Vikings back to within a point, or back to leading it by a point, rather. Here's a 3, up, no good. Good block out by Hedrick. Slack all over him. Falling down, out of there with it is Good. Quickly ahead to Good. He'll shoot the elbow jumper. In and out. Nearly rebounded by Virgil. Couldn't come up with it.
Here come the Wildcats.
Shot up, no good by Browning. Physical game on the floor.
Should be Viking ball. They are very aggressive. Southern West Virginia basketball at its best. You're seeing it right here out of Logan. They are very aggressive. They attack the offensive boards continually. They will take chances on the pressure.
And this is a all-time,
he walked.
Another travel. This is an all-time program, Jeff, in the Logan Wildcats. They've won multiple state championships. They've been in this situation so many times. They won't panic. You can be sure of that. Into the front court. Foul on Dylan Casto. Looked like a pretty clean block as they foul Garrett Williamson.
Yeah,
that's his first, team's 6th. So they're going to put Garrett Williamson back at the line. 23-22. Vikings lead it by a point. Williamson toes the line. The right-hander rattles it in. He has 6 here tonight. What a fun environment. High school sports at its best.
We knew it was going to be this way. Logan coming in here, you know, after the disappointing loss to Scott on the last-minute buzzer beater. We knew they would be ready. Well-coached basketball team, great athletes, all the way across the board.
They turned the pressure back up the far sidelines. Hedrick being bumped all the way and ran over by Jaron Click. And really in that situation, Jeff, all you got to do is put the brakes on. They're going to run over top of you.
Yeah, they're going to be aggressive, that's for sure. And here comes Isaiah Castro back in the game for the Vikings.
Zay back in. Clancy back in as well. Out of the ball game goes Garrett Williamson. Vikings will inbound Isaiah into Dylan. Dylan cross court to Good. Good back to Luke. Luke swings it through, goes to about 12 feet, passes in the corner. Now back out to Good. Far corner to Myers. Myers back to Cade. Cade to Dylan. Short corner they go to Isaiah. Floater up and in.
And a flop that time inside, but the Vikings take the lead back 25-24.
Here comes Browning all the way to the basket. Straight line drive. Has to be a foul on 20, and they call it. That's Ilderton. That'll be his first personal. And Luke didn't block the shot, Jeff, but he altered it.
And they're going to continue to do that. Every time we go for a defensive board, they're going to reach in there and slap and take a chance of not getting the foul called.
Dylan into Luke, back to Dylan. Quickly to Isaiah. Isaiah surveying the scene, working on Glick. Across the timeline, up the near corner to Virgil for three, too strong. Rebounded by Browning.
And no boards that time on the defensive end.
And they're going to be shooting free throws now as Virgil called for his personal. That's team foul number 7 on the Vikings with 4:59 to go here in the first half.
And that's the guy you don't want to put at the line.
Not likely to miss free throw opportunities.
How important is it that Brady Anderson stays out of foul trouble? This game has changed dramatically since he went to the bench as far as the Vikings get any extra opportunities on the offensive end.
This has happened the last couple of games. It's been tight at halftime. The Vikings were able to make adjustments and pull away in the second half, and it's lining up to be the same type of opportunity here tonight as Browning makes both. He has double digits with 10, 26-25. Isaiah splits the pressure in the corner to Dylan. He'll shoot a three. High arcer off the back of the iron, nearly bounced in, and then Browning knocked it out of bounds.
And we've got nobody there. I mean, there was nothing but black jerseys underneath there, Brian, contesting that board.
There are 4 players guarding Luke on the inbounds. They go to Good on the wing, down on the block to Luke, pass to Dylan. Nice head fake, and he gets Glick in the air, and Glick will pick up his. That's 3 on him.
3 on him, I believe.
So you got to believe they're pretty deep, though, Jeff, as Garrett Williamson, that is, will check back in. Dylan, by percentage, the best free throw shooter on the team. Up and in. He has 10. So Glick out.
Brady Anderson back in as Coach Mullins going to roll the dice here with 4:42 to go in the second period.
Dylan to the line. Second one on the way. In and out. Rebounded by Clancy. Tie ball game. 4:35 to go. Browning drives it. Pull up. Baseline. Too strong. Virgil with the rebound.
You got to get it out of there.
Virgil, the quick look ahead to Dylan. Dylan back to Virgil on the wing. In the corner to Good. Thinks about a three. Passes to Luke on the block. Triple team. Turns. Spins. Foul.
Good night.
That's going to be on Ilderton, his second.
And Luke will go to the foul line with the 1 in bonus.
And Jeff, that is there all night. Really have no answer.
No, you're right. If they call the fouls, we will stay at the foul line. This will be a long game.
Derek Browning in, Garrett Browning in. Luke's free throws too strong. Gathered in by Good. Another more contact. Shot up. That one's no good. So into the front court comes Garrett Williamson. Blankenship in there as well. Brady Anderson called for the kick.
Vikings go to this zone defense. Try to protect the big guys and get in some rebounding position. We just got to make sure we get out on the shooters.
Garrett Williamson, a deep three, too strong. Virgil high for the rebound. I think you'll settle for those shots, Jeff, and if they make him, you just tip your cap. Good answers with a deep one. Virgil boards it, lays it back up and in.
Good job by Virgil getting to the glass, and he does that so well.
28-26, Vikings back on top. 3:23 to go. Garrett Williamson drives it, travels, no call. Back to Slack in the corner to Browning. Blankenship, three is no good. Rebounded by Anderson. Quick throw ahead to Virgil. Back to Isaiah on the wing. Skip pass, good. Far wing. He'll survey the scene. Luke, top circle. Back to Good on the wing. He probably got away with the travel. Back to Myers. Isaiah, short corner baseline. He'll dribble it back out. Back out to Myers, and they'll reset. 2:51 to go. Skip pass to Good. Back to Luke. Browning reaching and swiping. Or Blankenship, Back to Good. Down on the block, they go to Brady. Double, triple team. Back to Good. Far corner three. Got it! Cade Good. Inside out basketball at its finest. Vikings lead it by 5, 31-26.
And you got to love the patience of the Vikings on the offensive end.
Here's Browning with it. Back out near the time stripe, barking out instructions to his teammates. He goes to Garrett Williamson. Back to Browning.
Whoa!
Derek Mullins comes out of his seat, and you never see that. A late call on the up and down. A great contest defensively to force that. 31-26 with 2:12 rather remaining here in the first half. Myers out, Hedrick in. Good minutes from Virgil. 2:12, Vikings by 5. They can be patient. Isaiah up near sideline, Browning guarding him. And now the officials are going to step in and have a word
between. If the official would have been in position, he would have saw him push Luke right in front of us and then start jawing at him all the way down the floor. They're trying to do anything they can to get him out of his game. He's shown great patience.
He's a tough kid to rattle. He doesn't seem to show a ton of emotion one way or the other. Here's Hedrick. He'll drive it baseline. Spins out of it. Back out to Isaiah. And they're going to call it double foul.
And
the biggest cop-out in sports.
And that is a huge cop-out. And that's going to give them, will that give them possession of the ball?
No, the Vikings still have the basketball.
Ball's inbounds.
I don't like the double foul. You just let it go or call foul on whoever, the first person that did the infraction or whoever you call.
Grabbing him, holding him.
Here's Brady, drives it. Shot up, too strong, in and out. Luke's got it, puts it back up and in. With people hanging on them, 33-26, no call. Vikings, biggest lead of the night. 1:34 to go. Here's Williamson, steps into a three. Got it.
You got to go find him out there on the perimeter. You got 2 and 11 now in the game. Browning and Williamson that you've got to.
33-29, 1:25 to go here in the first half. Vikings battling through some foul trouble. Out of the ball game comes Browning. Back in comes Ilderton. Isaiah with 2 fouls up the far sideline. Past Browning, or past Blankenship rather. Ball deflected out of bounds by Browning.
Got to get better angles on those entry passes as they're going to overplay everything out there on the perimeter.
Isaiah in the backcourt, and they'll throw it back to him as Logan comes out in the 2-3 zone. Force the Vikings to shoot them out of it. Good drive by Hedrick all the way to the basket. Layup won't go. Luke mistimes his jump and it's batted out of bounds. Viking basketball.
That was a little bit of a break. I thought maybe Luke got his hand on that one last, but you're right. He mistimed it just a little bit. He was afraid to take it off the rim. He got called for a goaltending last game.
107 gets it into Brady. Strong move to the basket, lays it up and in. Brady with 8, 35-29. Vikings back out by 6. Browning into the front court.
Got to find shooters.
Garrettson back to Browning, or Williamson rather, back to Slack back to Williamson. Slack with it. Baseline. Passes in the middle to Browning. Shot off. Rebounded by Brady. Here come the Vikings quickly into the front court. Here's the lob to Luke. And Williamson crawls underneath of him. Great effort by Dylan Casto. Can't come out of there with it. He got a timeout. Great job by Coach Derek Mullins with 35.4 to go. I'm not sure how Garrett Williamson could not be called for the foul when he undercuts Luke Johnson. The 30-second timeout by the Viking bench. We'll take one, too. More Viking basketball after this on C98, The Bolt. The Health Center on the campus of Ripley High School. 35-29 regional championship, first ever the Vikings have hosted, and they lead it. 35 seconds remaining here in the first half, and they can hold for the final shot. That was a huge timeout.
Yeah, it sure was, because they had a run out.
And their fans were not pleased, nor was the Logan bench.
They're going man-to-man.
18 seconds. Cade Good spins out of the trap. Skip pass, stolen. Garrett Williamson in transition to Ilderton. Misses the shot. And a foul is called on Dylan Casto on the rebound attempt.
And Cade has got to be stronger with it over there. And you can't, as you said, I think at least twice this game, you cannot make little loopy passes against this team.
So Williamson will go to the line. Free throw up and in. Not the team to put at the free throw line. Browning back in the ball game.
Still 5-point lead for the Vikings.
Make it 4. Williamson makes it. 9.5 to go. 35-31.
Vikings need to advance the basketball.
Plenty of time. Isaiah with it. 7 seconds to Dylan in the corner. Off to Luke. Skip it to Good. In the corner to Brady. Fadeaway jumper. Rolls off the side of the rim and pops out. And the Vikings will take a 4-point lead into the break. And we've got a good one going here at the Health Center. We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this, right here on C98, The Bolt. High School regional championship action. Winner moves on to the Civic Center. A lot to play for. Jeff is still a half of basketball left, and it's been a good one so far. It's been a little dirty, mucked up by some bad fouls and maybe some poor decisions with the basketball early in that game by both teams. But all in all, Vikings have to feel pretty good about where they are right now.
Oh, I think so, Brian. 35-31 here at the half. We have knocked down some shots from the perimeter. We've turned the ball over a few times with walk calls and a little bit of their pressure added to those turnovers. But for the most part, I think the most nervous people in the gym is us and some of these people dressed in blue and white and in blue and gold around here. The kids seem to be just taking it all in, playing basketball and going after it. I'm sure Coach Mullins will have some adjustments here at halftime. They've seen some things that I don't think they thought they might see. Williamson in the game is one of them. They thought he would be out with the knee injury, but he's back, and he has executed very well on both ends for the Wildcats.
Had I told you 2 hours ago Luke Johnson would have 4 points at the half and we would have a 4-point lead, we would have taken that.
I would have taken it. I would have taken it if you would have told me that Brady would have got 2 fouls early and had to go to the bench, that Isaiah has two fouls, that Dylan has 2 fouls. I would have said, boys, we're going to have our work cut out for us here in the second half. But we got to come out and play. We got to do what we do here as we get ready to start the third period.
Defensively, you honestly can't give up silly fouls at this point. If you have 2 fouls, you can't get a reach foul at some point early on in the third period that gets you out of the basketball game until probably the start of the fourth or a little bit into the fourth. You got to play smart defensively, but you also can't give up straight line drives. So it's a tightrope that you walk there defensively if you're the Vikings.
The Vikings went to that 2-3 zone, and it really affected the Wildcats as far as their shooting. They had 18 points in the first half. We go zone, they only scored 13. Those threes weren't falling, and it gave us better rebounding position. Even our guards were going back and rebounding the basketball. The biggest thing, though, is in the last few minutes when Coach Mullins inserted Brady Anderson back, it really helps Luke in the post, especially on the offensive end. It gives us another big body inside that they got to account for, which they didn't have to when he went to the bench, Brian. So we were able to get some good looks, good penetration by our guards, dumping it off and getting some easy baskets, and we just got to continue to do that.
Vikings +4 on the glass in the first half, -3 in turnovers, though. 8 turnovers to Logan's 5. Shooting from the floor, the Wildcats 10 of 27, 37%, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. The Vikings shooting a lot better from three-point land tonight than they have in a lot of occasions. They're 13 of 26 from the floor, 50%, 6 of 13 from behind the arc. And Cade Good and Dylan Casto have carried the water, so to speak, from behind the arc.
Well, and, you know, we just got to get Dylan in that position when he's open. Plant that left foot, catch it with that right foot back, step up into that shot and not shuffle those feet. He can do that, and he can knock those down. It's all one fluid motion. Cade has just been exceptional out there. Clutch situations. Probably the hardest place on the floor to knock down a three is in that deep corner, and he's done it a couple times here tonight. So he's done a good job. We have had some unforced turnovers, live ball turnovers that we have got to clean up a little bit, partner. Those will lead, especially against a team like Logan that likes to get it out and go, those will lead to layups and additional fouls. We have dodged some bullets on some of those turnovers, but we've got to clean that up here at the half.
Logan a little shaky with the basketball in that previous game against Scott. There were some moments that they turned the basketball over and got themselves into some trouble. I thought we would see more pressure from the Vikings tonight. I don't think you're going to see that now with the foul trouble, however.
No, I don't think so. And, you know, they've got to pick their poison. If we, which I think we'll do, between the Coach Hunts in there, Jameson and Steve, and Coach Mullins, we will show our guys, diagram guys, they got 4 guys on one side of the floor. Look ahead, and if we start pitching at and getting some easy buckets on the offensive end, that'll get them out of that pressure press that they've been in. It'll help us. It'll take some pressure off of Isaiah, off of Dylan, and off of Cade as far as bringing the ball up the floor. So I think we'll be working on that, how to break that pressure. We have dribbled through it a couple times and got good shots, but we got to consistently move the ball up the floor. We've got Brady and Luke back in the game underneath. If we can get those two guys down on the post and get somebody to break that pressure, it should be easy layups.
Do we have to get 10 or 15 points out of Luke in the second half for us to have a chance to win?
Yeah, I think we do, and I think we will. You know, the game, he's been beat up down inside. They have put slack on him. They got a double foul, which I don't like. You don't like it either, I know, when they got a little physical out there. But the other player that they have, Ivan Miller, I mean, he just came in, and his one purpose was to just abuse Luke. He's a freshman, and he knows he can't guard him straight up. So all he did was grab him, hold him, push him. He picked up a couple fouls, and if they start calling those and we get to the foul line, we should have some success.
All right, Jeff will step out. When we return, we'll have second half action. Regional championship will be decided in this second half. You've been listening to the Johnson Insurance Agency Halftime Report right here on C98, The Bull. They're putting in here this evening, and they seem ready for the challenge. This is a fantastic basketball team in Logan that they have squared off with here this evening. And, you know, Logan will be ready to go as well, as Garrett Williamson will start this second half.
Along with Browning and Slack.
Clancy, Browning, Blankenship, Glick, and Williamson. Johnson, Casto, Anderson, and Good for the Vikings. The Vikings come out in the 2-3 zone, and they're going to spread it out, Jeff. Excuse me. Glick not in the game. It is Slack. Corner three off the mark. Williamson rebounds it. Isaiah blocks it. He gathers it back in, lays it up and in.
Got to rebound the basketball. We got the shot we wanted.
So a turnover on the Vikings. Not a great start.
What is a foul going up the sideline? I mean, my goodness. Clancy was ready to raise his hand thinking he had the foul.
35-33. Logan back to within a bucket. Browning, three. Off the mark. Back into the backcourt, and it's tracked down by Williamson. It has to be over and back. No call. Baseline drive, back out to Williamson. Back to Browning in the corner to Clancy. Three on the way. No good. Rebounded by Slack. Puts it up and in.
Again, the boards for the Vikings.
35-35. Isaiah Dribbles out of the pressure. Off to Good on the wing. Down to Luke on the block. Backs it out. Skip pass to Dylan near corner. Back out to Isaiah. He'll skip it cross court to Good. Luke straight away. Close out by Blankenship. Short corner to Isaiah. Off to Luke. Left-hand layup. And a charge call. No reaction out of Luke. The player was under the basket. And he gets the call. So two fouls on Luke.
They love to call it. We know that.
They sure do. Williamson into the front court. Off to Clancy. Clancy. Cross court to Browning. Tie ball game. Back to Williamson. Walks. No call. Back to Clancy. Now to Browning. Clancy again. Drives it into the paint. Right at Luke. No good. Luke pulls down a rebound. Swiping and grabbing. No call. Isaiah into the front court. Off to Good. Back to Isaiah. Skips top to Luke. He'll shoot the three. Got it.
They didn't get out. When they didn't get out, he made them pay.
7.
Vikings extend the lead to 3 points once again, 38-35.
7 for Luke. Here's Slack off to Clancy in the corner. Top circle to Browning. Back to Blankenship. Now Browning with it again. Looking at the sidelines. Getting direction. Garrett Williamson. Deep three. Off the mark. Vikings beat to the basketball. That was Blankenship coming out of there with it. In the corner to Blankenship. His three. Got it. Second chance opportunity.
The ball, and Coach Mullins is not happy about us not securing the rebounds.
38-38. 30-second timeout. Let's take a quick one, too. 5:29 to go in the third. We're all tied up. More Viking basketball after this on C98 The Bolt. Coach Mullins getting a explanation on one of the worst charge calls you've seen all season, and he didn't like it, rightfully so. Vikings will have the basketball. Tie ball game. Dylan Casto to Cade Good. He's trapped. Throws it cross court to Isaiah. In the front court to Luke. Luke guarded by Williamson. Puts it on the deck. Drives to the basket. Shot up. No good. Finally, a foul is called on Williamson. That'll be his first.
Finally. 2 shots it should be. My goodness, if that's not a shooting foul. Luke rolled his ankle a little bit on that one when he came down.
The big man will go to the free throw line, and he is a 64% free throw shooter. He makes the first. He has 4 here in the early going. Vikings back on top, 39-38.
And every one of these free throws are crucial.
Luke's second one, up and in.
We got to get Brady Anderson going. I mean, I think he's the key on the offensive end.
It's Williamson to Browning, left wing. Now to Clancy, cross court to Slack. To Williamson, great cut by Blankenship. He lays it up and in. Good pass from Garrett Williamson. Comes Isaiah into the front court. Off to Brady, spins, double team, shot up. Good.
Got it.
A lot of contact, no call.
Yes, and one.
42-40, Vikings back on top. Williamson travels again. Off to Browning, he travels. Takes 2 travels to get the call.
Yeah, I think he heard us yell over here, Brian.
42-41.
That was definitely a makeup.
42-40, rather.
The other walk was way more visible than Browning's.
Williamson has traveled a few times, not called. Luke, left wing 3, off the mark. Rebounded by Blankenship.
You don't want to fall in love with that one when we got a big man inside with a mismatch.
Williamson into the front court.
I like Luke shooting the 3, but I like him shooting it from the top of the key.
I like him shooting it from a foot away when he has guys a foot shorter than him guarding it. 42-40. There's Browning. Now to Williamson at the elbow. He'll drive it. Travels again. No call. Here's Clancy. Drives it. Loses the handle. Deflected out of bounds by Luke. Not sure what you have to do to get a travel called on him, but whatever it is, it's not happening. Virgil in, Dillon out. Glick in as well. There's Blankenship off to Browning. Vikings stay in this zone. The wing to Glick, back to Browning. Now to Blankenship. He'll fire a three. That's off the mark. Brady clears the board.
You got to be patient.
Brady gets the basketball in the corner to Virgil. Virgil surveys the block. Nowhere to go with it. Picks up his dribble. Back out to Isaiah in the far corner. Now good. Down to Brady. He'll drive it. Baseline. Up and under. And a block. Definitely the call. And Slack will pick up the personal.
That's really even close. I don't know why the official looked out to the other official, because he was on his hip. And that's 2 on Slack, as he'll go out, and 21. Miller will come back in.
And Ilderton.
Let's see if Miller still wants to get physical with Brady like he did with Luke.
Skip pass to Good. Far corner. 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Williamson. 42-40. Vikings lead it. Williamson into the front court with the basketball. Picks up his dribble. Travel from Glick. No call.
Yeah.
Here's
it's the
Miller.
Same
thing they were calling Dillon for earlier. 3-12. They'll back it out. This team's good. They don't need any help, Jeff. And here's Williamson in the wing. 3. No good. Finally missed one. Brady battles for the rebound. From the Vikings into the front court, leading by 2. Off to Virgil. Back to Luke. Thrown away. Taken to the basket. Layup, no good. And over the back is going to be called on Cade Good.
Sloppy with the basketball. We've got a 2-point lead. We've had like 3 possessions, and we've come up empty on all 3 of them. Just got to calm down on the offensive end. They're trying to get us to do things we're not comfortable with doing.
That should be 2 on Cade. They only have 1 on the board. Williamson drives it baseline. Now Browning drives it, and Virgil's going to be called for the reach, and he's going to get 2 shots.
And, you know, we call that the Sunday night old man league, and Virgil's got away with that. He just got beat off the bounce by Browning, tried to go around behind him and slap, and they called the foul.
You put Browning at the line, it's almost like a guaranteed 2.
Thank you, my friend, to the old
announcer's curse. Misses the first.
Now the Vikings
no
have
way,
got box
Jeff.
out and rebound.
No way does he miss the second, right?
I wouldn't.
Just can't imagine. And he doesn't. Too good of a free throw shooter to miss 2. 42-41, Vikings hang on by a point. Cross court to Isaiah. Quickly into front court to Brady. Skips it to Cade. In the corner to Dillon for 3. Got it. Make them pay if they want to put the pressure on. Vikings back up by 4.
And that was the look ahead that I talked about at halftime. You got to look up the floor. They got 4 guys back here trying to pick everything off.
Browning driving. Nearly fouled by Brady. Great shot. Shot maker, bucket getter. Vikings quickly back the other way. Cade all the way to the basket. Shot blocked and a foul. And that's 4 on Glick. And Logan fans have a reason to be upset. That looked like a good block.
Yeah, it sure did. Cade had that ball, instead of getting it out in front of him when he went to lay it in, got it up around his head, and Glick came from behind and was able to knock that thing loose.
Free throw no good. And Jeff, I think you said it earlier, this game might be too fast for the gentlemen officiating this one tonight. They're having a hard time getting in position to make calls. 45-43. Rattles it out, misses both of them.
Wow, and that's been our guy that's been so consistent from the free throw line. Missed both of them.
45-43, 3 straight away, in and out. Isaiah clears it. Bullet dodged by the Vikings. Cade back to Isaiah. skip pass to Cade, far corner, on the end line, stepped out of bounds.
We have got to be aware where we're at on the offensive end. They're just spreading us out. We're not getting the ball in the middle of the floor where we can attack it. All we got to do is get it in at the paint at the foul line in the middle of the court, and then they got to guard either Luke or Brady inside, but they got to make a decision.
Browning across the timeline. Vikings stay in this 2-3 look. He'll drive it.
Walk.
And throws it in the corner. 3 on the way. That's no good. Ball deflected into the hands of Slack. Back to Ilderton. Back to Clancy. Clancy to Ilderton. Now Browning, travel.
He walked. Minute 12 to go here in the third period. Vikings lead 45-43. We have got to execute against this zone defense. Look down the floor because they got nobody back there.
Isaiah trapped in the backcourt. He'll dribble out of it. Picks up his dribble, throws it ahead to the 7-footer. Always a good idea. He'll go to work, takes it into the paint, lays it up and in.
Good job by Big Luke that time of finding the open court, protecting the ball, and finishing.
He has 7 here in the third. He's up to 11. 50 seconds remaining. Clancy drives it. Browning on the wing. In the corner now to Miller. Back to Browning. Thinking about a deep 3. He'll dribble it back out between the circles and reset the offense with 38 seconds to go here in the third. 47-43. Vikings lead it. They're going to hold for the final shot. Fantastic game here tonight. 2 good basketball teams going at it for the right to set foot on the Civic Center next week. Vikings haven't been there since 1996. 13 seconds. Clancy back to Browning. 10 seconds. In the corner to Slack. Back to Clancy. 6 seconds. They wanted to get in the corner. Couldn't do it. Clancy drives it all the way to the basket. Blocked by Luke. Fight for it. And no basket as Slack grabbed the rebound. He was fighting his own teammate for it. Fell to the floor. Time expires. And the Vikings, 4-point lead as they go to the fourth period. We'll step out. More Viking basketball after this. Right here on C98, The Bull. Ripley High School. Jeff, we just talked about it a moment ago. We'd have talked about this back in November or December. You have a 4-point lead going into the fourth quarter of the regional championship game at home. I think we would have jumped all over it. Vikings in great position.
And we start the quarter up 4 with the ball. We have got to get a good offensive set here. They're going to really pressure the basketball.
Vikings managed to not pick up that crucial third foul either. Dillon, ball deflected, and a push called on Miller. That'll be his second, only team 4.
And that's pretty much what Miller has done the whole game.
Sorry, that's 3 on him.
We got to look in the post.
Luke, far corner. Dribbles it, loses it. Clancy steals it. Ball on the deck. Williamson comes out of there with it. Comes Slack into the front court off to Williamson. He'll drive it into the paint, lays it off for Miller. Shot blocked by Luke.
The freshman in there running his jaws too, so it's contagious.
A lot of talking going on out there right now. Both of these teams trying to make it to the state tournament. Clancy back to Williamson to Browning.
He walked again.
Baseline drive back to Williamson. Passes on a 3, spins into the paint, loses the handle. Tracked down by Isaiah. Fantastic effort by the senior.
The Vikings just got to be patient on the offensive end.
Dillon in some trouble. Off to Isaiah on the wing. Slack will defend him. Dribble it to Luke. Baseline. Swings it to Cade. Right wing. Turnover.
Oh, my goodness. Why do we...
Slack all the way to the basket. Blocking foul. That'll be on Good, his third.
With no pressure, and Cade usually does not do that. Cade is usually pretty solid. You know, it's almost like he didn't know what to do with it, and he was just going to get rid of it. I'd rather see him get that dribble penetration like he usually does and get his feet in the paint, make something happen.
Slack to the line. He has 2 points tonight. High arcer, up and in. 3-point game. Cade will grab a seat. Virgil into the ball game. Slack with 3. One more opportunity here from the foul line to pull his team to within 2. In and out. Luke high for the rebound. Ahead to Virgil. Off to Luke. Another turnover.
What are we doing?
And Isaiah picks the pocket. Wow, what a play by Isaiah into the front court. Vikings with numbers. Luke drives to the basket, spins, contact, won't go. He's going to the line, and Luke turns around and says, we got to slow down, as he and the senior point guard have a moment. Logan
Williamson should have been right on the verge of getting a technical foul, as he got really animated after that foul call.
Slack picks up his third. Luke Johnson to the line. He has 8 points here in the half. Browning will check in. Miller will come out. Blankenship, excuse me.
48-44 Viking lead. 6:35 to go. Luke, one more free throw.
Big half for Luke so far. He has 13. He has 9 of them here in the second half. Vikings by 5.
He can't, I was going to say, Slack.
Virgil nearly comes up with a steal as they roll it into the front court. Browning, deep 3. Got it.
You better get out on him, guys, because he can make you pay.
Back to the 2-point game. Clancy bumps Isaiah.
And that's the first time they've called that, and that we have been going down that sideline, and there has been contact all night long.
49-47 Vikings will be shooting free throws the rest of the half after this next foul. Isaiah senses the pressure. Cross court to Dillon, in the corner to Luke. Luke skips it to Isaiah. Great save by Isaiah. Pocket pass to Luke. Fight for it, and out of there with it came Williamson. The quick throw ahead to Clancy, lays it up and in.
And our lack of being able to handle the basketball with really no pressure after we beat the...
Foul on Clancy. It's getting a little out of control in here right now.
You can't, I mean, if Luke is not being closely guarded or double teamed out top, it's okay to relief valve it. When they got pressure on him and he puts it on the floor, they're going to be diving down there.
Dillon 1 of 2 from the line here this evening. Tie ball game. The junior toes the line, makes the first. He has 14. He leads all Vikings scorers.
Big free throw right here, partner.
All of them are at this point. Vikings shooting the rest of the way. Second one. In and out. Brady had the rebound. Couldn't come down with it. Williamson on the floor. Pulls it out. Comes Browning. Driving. Had his pocket pick. Foul on Isaiah. That'll be 3 on Isaiah. 5:47 to go here in the quarter. In the ball game, rather.
50-49 Vikings, 5:47. A lot of time in this ball game.
Williamson inbounds it to Browning. A lot of hooping and hollering going on behind us, Jeff. A lot coming from the Vikings side as well. 5:35 to go. Great back cut by Blankenship, and he and Browning can't connect. It was there. Vikings dodge a bullet. 5:33 to go in the ball game. 1 point Viking lead. Coach Mullins wants a full timeout. Jeff, I think you and I need one too. Vikings clinging to a 1 point lead. 5.5 minutes to go until we decide who goes to the Charleston Civic Center. More basketball after this on C98 The Bull.